What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you your Tribal Chiefs review for Friday Night Smackdown. Now, granted, this review is coming a teensy bitty little late, but hey, stuff happens, life happens, right? So, it's not gonna be a long video, promise you that, because not too much happened, but I do want to say that just get a little teeny bitty story time here as we talk about the recent news of Triple H retiring. And it was funny when I saw that he was retired, that he basically announced that due to his heart condition and everything. Glad he's okay, but due to his heart condition, he said he was going to retire from an in-ring competition, that he will wrestle no more. So I was thinking, like, well, since this is true, man, he was the person who got me hooked on WWE itself. Because your LilBigMan, when he was a kid, back in 1995, 96, had to be about 5 or 6 years old, and bored, happened to watch, Power Rangers and whatnot had already went off by this time. This is about 8 o'clock at night, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah, no, you know what? I take that back. It was later, because when I turned, I didn't turn it on and see the beginning of the show. This was the show had already started, but it wasn't like it was at the end or nothing. This was just like it was maybe some segments and maybe two or three matches in, or some segments in, and I seen Triple H. He was like the first match. He was the first match, but he was the match that I saw as I randomly clicking through the channels, and I just happened to land upon Monday Night Raw, and I see Triple H, and I'm fascinated, because I'm like, what is this? Why are they fighting in this ring? What is this? I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I like it. It's cool. So I'm watching it, and I just get more fascinated with it than the Rock and Stone Cold and man, I'm sorry, my age. Rock, Stone Cold, all them, they show up on screen, and I was just blown away, and I was just like, I don't know what this is, but I love it. And oddly enough, the person who told me what it was my mother. She said, "Oh, that's something called wrestling," and in this specific, it was called, back then. That's called WWF, or which stands for World Wrestling Federation. And I'm just like, wait a minute, how you know about this? I was ashamed to be enjoying this. I didn't think this was something that my mother or my brother or sister would even enjoy. My mother no, yeah, I like wrestling, and she ended up telling me she liked her. I think she said Bret Hart was her favorite wrestler, but she enjoyed Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and all them, Ric Flair. Though she said she hate Ric Flair's woos, but she enjoyed watching him in the ring because he was funny. So yeah, that's just a little bit what Triple H retirement did make me spark. But you came here for this review, so let me get into it. They start off the show with a long recap of what's been happening between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, which they do every Friday and Monday, which means we really didn't need this recap, but hey, that's what they gave it to us, right? They gave us a recap of that. Then they start the show with Brock Lesnar backstage. So it's basically like a backstage promo where he's interviewed by Kayla, who asks Brock Lesnar, what was the repercussions of his actions from last week. And he said that basically he had a talk with upper management, and he had to pay some fines. He didn't say what he had to pay, but any specific numbers. But he said he had to pay some fines for what he did. He had to buy a couple of trucks or SUVs. But nonetheless, he said the most important thing was that he can't have contact with Roman Reigns unless provoked by Roman Reigns. So he said he told Kayla, I'm going to go. So with that being said, I'm about to go chill at Roman Reigns, locker room for some wait for some good old provoking. And so he goes back. It's just funny. He goes into the locker room. He kicks his feet up, and he just breaks. He put one foot up gently, and then with the other foot he just breaks Roman Reigns' table. I was just like, why didn't you just do that with the other? Okay, Brock. And then he just breaking stuff and just destroying Roman Reigns' locker room. Roman Reigns is not there. And that's the end of that. But then we get into the first match, which was Jimmy Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And when they came out, they did they entrance and stuff. I think the Usos did their entrance too. But then they just got in the ring and started brawling. We had to go to a commercial break. When we come back, they finally got control and we having the match. But oddly, it was weird when they came back from commercial break. I want to say I think they was playing Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song again, so it was like, why is they were already in the ring, so why is it? I don't know. Maybe it was because for the crowd, but it was just weird that we cut back and his music is on. The match was okay. It wasn't the greatest match, and I'm not expecting to be great or good because this is gearing up for WrestleMania. And for some reason, WWE likes to take things slow and say their best creative ideas for WrestleMania. Though I did hear they said that I guess after WrestleMania, they said it for Raw, so I think for SmackDown too, but they definitely said for Raw that after WrestleMania, Raw is going to go back to being the top 8 show, I guess, or something like that. That's what I'm hearing. But moving on, Shinsuke Nakamura would get the win here over Jimmy Uso. And then we move on to the next match, which would be Kofi Kingston versus Ridge Holland. But Kofi would come out and basically say, you are facing a member of the New Day, but I never said it was going to be me. And then they bring out this week, I thought they was going to do it last week, but this week they bring out the returning Xavier Woods, and he would have a match with Ridge Holland, which was okay up until the fact that this match was like maybe 2 minutes. Because it was quick. Like, as soon as the bell run, they done a couple things. King Woods got the roll up on Ridge Holland, and that was it. I was like, didn't the bell just ring like not too long ago? Like, wow, they really gave King Woods like a 2-3 minute match. Okay. So I think they gave like a couple of Raw rebounds here, a couple of progressive match flows, Raw rebounds, whatever. Some more promotion for WrestleMania. Then we got a Ronda Rousey promo. Basically, Ronda Rousey came out doing the same stuff, saying that she basically gonna beat Charlotte at WrestleMania and become your new SmackDown Women's Champion. But then she said, "Why do we gotta call it?" Cause I do like she fumbled her words, but then she called herself and said, "Why we gotta call it Women's Champion? We should I should be just known as your SmackDown champion." I'm like, because you wouldn't know the difference between. Anyway, okay. But then Charlotte would come up on screen, says she and Derek come to this low rent town of Brooklyn, and that she will destroy her. She said the only satisfaction she would get if she was there was to throw Ronda off the Brooklyn Bridge. But Ronda responded saying that she's going to beat her, and that she said she did admit that if you beat me at WrestleMania, it'll be the biggest win of your career. But when I beat you, I think she said something about like making her hand it to her, so it's something like that. And they basically ended the promo there on Ronda's note. We would get the third match of the night, which is Ricochet versus Angel Garza. Now this it ended up being, you could say, I say it was only 4 matches of the night, but if you count the impromptu match with Humberto Carrillo, then it was 5. But this it was basically Ricochet basically went up against Angel Garza. He had the upper hand, and then Humberto Carrillo distracted Ricochet, allowing Angel Garza to get the roll up. And this was painted as a contenders championship contenders match. Meaning, if you won the match, if you're not the champion, which is Angel Garza, if you won the match, you'll be able to have a match for the championship at some time in the future. And since Angel Garza won, that means they guarantee he'll be the next number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. But Ricochet not wanting to end the night like that, mad because Humberto cheated or helped Angel Garza cheat to a win. He challenged Humberto to a match, so Humberto took over the challenge. So that they got the same match restarted, but this time with Humberto Carrillo. Now it's Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo, which then ended in the same fashion because this time Angel Garza cheated to help Humberto win. So then now it just made Ricochet lose twice, which I'm like, why? Why did you do that? That made Ricochet look super duper like you supposed to be. They said you was giving him a push. That's not giving him a push because not only did he lose once, but he lost twice. He lost twice to cheating, and now he looks super weak. But the news to come out of that, I think for they WrestleMania, for they go home Friday Night Smackdown, they will have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship with Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza challenging Ricochet. So it's like that's going to be interesting. It'll be more interesting what we got tonight, but it was interesting because they're going to try to play up the whole can they coexist or is they going to turn each other for the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, so Ricochet lost twice to both Angel Garza and Humberto. We got the Sami Zayn promo where Sami basically talked about how he loves the fact that this is going to be anything goes match at WrestleMania, and that basically Johnny Knoxville is crazy for taking this match, and that he's going to do whatever he wants because anything goes. He can do whatever he wants to Johnny Knoxville, and he's going to destroy him at WrestleMania. Then we got the last match of the night, which you could say was the main event match. The last match of the night, not the last thing of the night, but the last match, which was Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley versus Queen Zelina and Shayna Baszler, a fatal 4-way. Nothing on the line here, just to keep on promoting that old, which is a fatal 4-way women's tag match for the women's tag team championship. And this was an okay match. I mean, did I really care about it? No, I mean, but yeah, it was an okay match, and Sasha Banks got the win. They ended the night with a Roman Reigns promo who finally got to the arena. He came and did his long-winded entrance, which I'm starting to get a little bit tired of. I'm getting a little bit tired of him taking about 40 years to do his entrance. And then he stood in the ring for another 40 years without saying nothing. Then finally said, "Brooklyn, acknowledge me." And then he started talking about how he came here because Brock Lesnar. He's here because Brock Lesnar stood in his Brock Lesnar stood in his dresser in his locker room. He was going to beat the hell out of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wasn't in there, so he thought Brock Lesnar was running off scared for him. But turns out Brock Lesnar is in the back with a pickaxe and just like he a miner, and he just started mining the hell out of Roman Reigns' SUV. He brutalized it, and then he started talking to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar like, yeah, I can hear you, because Brock Lesnar wasn't really looking at the camera, so he's like listening to the arena, speakers of Roman Reigns talking through the microphone. And he basically said, yeah, you're right. There ain't going to be no weapons at WrestleMania. So he walks out to the ring, but he faced them out. He don't come out from the entrance ramp like you thought he was coming. He comes from the crowd right behind him. But the security guards get there. They try to stop Brock. Brock goes ham on them with a chair. He tries to go after Roman Reigns, but the Usos advise him to get out the ring. And basically, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and the Usos leave. Brock Lesnar continued to brutalize what was left of the security guards. He chases the announcers off of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, and then they end the show. But I just realized I forgot something, because when I said Pat McAfee, and I just realized, oh yeah, and there was a whole thing with Austin Theory where he basically slapped Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee chased him, and then like he ran into Vince McMahon's office. But now, due to what Austin Theory is doing, now Pat McAfee does have options, just like they did him, like they did Brock, where basically if he provokes him by hitting him again, Pat McAfee is allowed to hit Austin Theory, where he couldn't touch Austin Theory without losing his job or his match at WrestleMania. Now he can if Austin Theory hits him first. But overall, this episode of Friday Night SmackDown was man, I don't know. I want to say it wasn't great. It was okay. It was okay. And to reflect that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 big ups, which means okay in itself. That this was an okay show. Wasn't the best show. They did little to nothing to hype up WrestleMania at all. Save for probably at best the Brock Lesnar stuff, hyped up the Roman Reigns in their match, but not that much. We got pretty much more of the same from last week. Ronda's promo was okay, wasn't the greatest. I don't think there was any match that I really cared for. So, but you let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this Friday Night SmackDown. If you enjoyed it, this video. I mean, hit this video right there. Hit this. I can't talk. Hit this right here in the upper right corner for all of my WWE wrestling reviews. And if you enjoy this video so much you want to support the channel, hit that like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button, because the Tribal Chief tells you to. And hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere, because I got some reactions for you guys. Probably just 2 for right now. Maybe a 3rd. Depends on what I find. But I do got some reactions for you guys. So peace. See you in the next one.